Checkouts.
Self-checkouts.
How annoying they are. That's just my view. Some people might say they're convenient, but the boss of Morrison's says that they're going to review how many they actually have in their shops because of complaints.
Yeah, complaints, queues, maybe wanting to talk to a human while you're buying your shopping, perhaps. Yeah, Ben has been looking at it. Morning, Ben.
Yeah, morning. You were talking about how long they've been around. 1986, the first ones introduced in Atlanta, dividing opinion ever since. Some people love the convenience and the speed. Some people really, really dislike them. We'll come on to people's comments in a moment because there have been plenty.
Yep.
Good morning. Yes, the boss of Morrison's says his company may have gone a bit too far in the rollout of self-checkouts. He said the supermarket is now reviewing how many it has in its stores. Its big rival Asda also said it's opening more staffed tills. It's something of a reversal of the trend we've seen in the last few years when the number of self-service checkouts grew rapidly. Look at this. There were about 65,000 back in 2020, rising to 90,000 by the end of last year. Now, Morrison's has acknowledged that some customers just don't like self-service checkouts. Along with Asda, it has seen a drop in market share recently, and the two chains may be hoping that having more staff on tills will help to win back some shoppers. And there's another aspect to this too. The boss of M&S says the self-service tills are linked to ever-growing shoplifting offences. There were more than 430,000 cases of that in England and Wales last year. That is the highest level in 20 years. In the end, though, analysts say it is the customer who will decide when the self-checkout's time is over.
One of the things that all the retailers look at is how long does it take to get served at a till? And when you reduce the number of staff that are in your store, then it will take longer. And all of a sudden, the customers start thinking, well, it's taking me far too long. And actually, it's not easy. And that's what retailing has to be. For customers, it's got to be easy.
And speaking of the customers, plenty of them have been in touch watching this morning across all the ways of getting in contact with us. Heather in Northampton says that self-service checkouts are quicker, easier. She doesn't have to make small talk. She hates it when a cashier's coughing or blowing their nose just before touching all her products. Kitty from Cambridge makes a point, though, that, again, on email. She says, I'm disabled and I find self-service tills really difficult, really stressful to use. Can't reach the barcode scanner. That's if I can find the barcode on the packet, as my eyesight isn't great. On WhatsApp, Jill from London made a similar point. She said the screens are too high for someone who's in a wheelchair. She says the payment pad is either at the top or to the side. Similar points made by Alan. He said that he uses a scooter, mobility scooter. Self-service checkout's very difficult. Victoria, who's in Grantham, says she has dyslexia and dyscalculia, which affects the ability to process numbers, and she finds them really overwhelming. Quite a few people have been in touch. Lacey mentioned on the Facebook comments on our Facebook page. It's worth having a look there because lots of people getting into conversation about it. She said that she likes the scan as you shop system. This is a very new one.
What's that?
Where you have either an app or a scanning handheld scanner, and as you go along, you're scanning it, you put it straight in your bag, it calculates as soon as you get to the till, and you just pay on the way out.
So when you're seeing people in the shop with a scanner putting stuff in their shopping bag, that's all fine.
They're not
sometimes,
pinching.
yeah, exactly.
Well, and that's the thing. It's a cultural shift, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stacey in Bishop's Waltham said on WhatsApp, please don't get rid of self-scan checkouts entirely. She's a fan of them. She says, I use them all the time unless I'm doing the big shop. They're so much speedier if you're buying a few items, and there's always someone to help if you need it.
See, I think this is key. If you are going into a supermarket really quickly for just a couple of things, not even to fill a little basket, then they're probably great if you can use them. But when you're going in for, like, a trolley shop, it's a bit too much.
And trying to balance it on the scale, because you have to put it all on the thing so it knows what you've... Like, it just doesn't fit. The thing that bugs me about all of this is that most of it is about saving money. The supermarkets might say it's convenience, but it's ultimately about saving money on staff costs. But the prices aren't any cheaper, even though you're doing all the work yourself.
That's the point that Alan in South Wales made. He said, if they're saving on staff, why not apply a discount for customers who are using self-scan checkouts?
Great.
Kirsty in Liverpool, she raises the point about about staffing. She says, as someone who works at a supermarket, the abuse that you get from the public when you're having to look after 16 self-service tills, not being able to get to their lights quickly enough or take the tags off, she said it's really, really upsetting. This
and also what they save in staff costs, I think, I mean, I don't know the numbers, but they lose a lot in theft, right? You were talking about that.
Well, that's another factor that they have to price in. What's really interesting about this is the range of ages of people who've been in touch. Right. So John, who's 80, emailed to say, I can't believe that supermarkets are thinking about going back to making customers queue, unpack the trolley at a staff till and then repack the bags at the end. He said it's so inefficient. Emily, who's 11, has also been in touch, and she said self-service checkouts are quicker and easier to use. Traditional till service is slower because sometimes people have lots of shopping, they have long conversations, and people behind them are like, hurry up. And she says, she says, I'm only 11, but I do believe my opinion matters. So, Emily, I hope you're pleased that we've given your opinion a mention this morning.
Well done, Emily, for